What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the ZULISY OAK PLUS RMR cut pistol optic. Alright, let's go ahead and see what comes in the box. Alright guys, and here on the table you can see everything that comes in the package. So you're going to get your warning card that tells you how to rotate the turrets to change the reticle. You're going to get a zero card. These come in really handy if you're not really familiar with how to zero a pistol optic. You get 2 different packs of screws, and they do give you a massive assortment of screw sizes, so it should work with any pistol that you have. In addition, you also do get an extra screw for your battery tray. This is kind of nice because I have had a couple of hollow suns in the past where that screw has walked out. So since then, I actually put a little bit of Loctite on every one of the screws on my battery compartments, and so far I haven't had a problem since. You get a manual. We'll go through that in just a moment. You do also get a cleaning cloth, a 1632 battery, which is what powers this optic. A nice little tool here for making adjustments. So you have a T10 bit on one side, a small flathead on the other, and then this right here would be like a little pry tool for popping your battery tray out. And you also get a little mini Allen wrench that has a flathead on both ends, which would also be useful for making adjustments to the reticle itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the manual. And I'm just going to hold this here for a second. This is a motion activated optic. There are 10 brightness settings. Here's a product identification page that shows you what everything does. And again, if you guys want to, you can pause and read all this information. Hopefully. There you go. And there's just some warnings. Don't eat the battery. Here's your instructions on installing the battery. You do want the positive side facing up on the battery tray. You're going to turn the sight on by pressing and holding the up button. You can turn it off by pressing and holding the down button. And this is motion wake or shake awake, or I think what they call it is their MOTAC, which is motion activated illumination system. So if it does not detect movement for 4 minutes, the reticle will turn off, but as soon as you pick it up and it senses movement, it will turn on at whatever setting you had it on prior to its cutting itself off. Now, it is important to note, if you manually turn it off, it will not cut itself on from shake awake. Okay. Each click on the adjustment screws for windage and elevation are going to adjust 1 MOA, which would be 1 inch at 100 yards. Or a 1/4 inch at 25 yards. Easy way to make it simple. It would also be a 1/2 inch at 50 yards. Now typically you're going to be adjusting at 25 yards. Actually some people even closer. A 10-yard zero is pretty reasonable. You just have to learn your holdovers. But a 25-yard zero should give you pretty good results. But I think you'll find it's a little harder to zero at 25 yards than most people may think. So there's a good look at that. Now what I'm going to do, go ahead and install this on a Glock 19, and I'll be right back to show you guys what it looks like and what the illuminated reticle looks like and all that stuff. So stay tuned just a moment. Alright guys, so here it is installed on my Glock 19 Gen 3. This is that Harbor Freight light we've been testing. So far it is also holding up really well, and I'm enjoying using this pistol as my test bed for testing different optics and lights. So the weapon is clear. Here's a good look at the reticle through the window. Somewhere in there, there it is. As you can see, it's a very, very generous window size on this. I don't know off the top of my head what the size is on that window, but I'll annotate it right in there somewhere. But it's nice. Compared to other RMR cut optics, it is definitely on the large side. So this may not be the best option for concealed carry, but if you want something to go to the range with, maybe shoot competitions with, this is going to be a very nice contender. So next, guys, let's take this thing out to the range. Now, ZULISY did send this to me for review, so I want to be clear on that. But they did ask me not to be easy on it. They want me to drop it, bang it around, rack it off the table, and see what it'll hold up to. So that's what we're going to do. So give me just a minute. I'll see you guys out at the range. Sit tight. Alright guys, so we're out here at the range now. We have the ZULISY OAK on top of my Glock 19. Now I have not zeroed this yet. I just took it, mounted it to the gun, and it's how it is now. but just out of the box, it is lining up directly with the iron sights. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and bring the gun around and let you guys get a look through the optic, and you can see where the dot is currently. And then every so often throughout this, we're going to check. So let's see. All right. Okay. So we're going to come up, let you guys see how it is centering again. All right, looks like it's holding center there. All right, let's put some more rounds through it and see what it does. Okay, yeah, we're still centered on the front sight there. Now, ZULISY did ask me to wreck this thing off the table. To do some drops. Bounce clean off the table. The gun is not loaded, by the way. And that's the ground. Oh boy. Got mud caked up in my rear sights now. But the dot didn't move. Let me get the mud out of there. Mud in the front sight. Alright, let's put a few more rounds through it. Alright, the dot's still where I put it. Let's put a few more rounds through it. And again, I haven't actually put this on paper yet to see how it's doing. But let's see if it'll hit out at 75 yards. Yeah, 75 hits. Let's try 100. 100 hits. 40 hits. So I guess it is 0. All right. Gun is clear. Let's go ahead and drop it a few more times. Not seeing any damage. Let me bring it around so you guys can get a look. All right, and there you go. Still lined up on the irons. Go ahead and put 10 more through it. Rack it off the table. Try a 75 again. There it is. That was me. I don't think that was the gun or the optic. Try 100. Again, that is just me kind of sucking because it's still lining up on the irons. All right, got the gun clear. Let's go ahead and do some more throwing it. That sounded good. All right, so that was about 20 feet in the air. Let's see how this thing looks now on camera. Focus. There we go. And the dot is still coming up centered on the front sight. And for what it's worth, the Harbor Freight's still working too. Okay. Don't see anything cracked. Nothing looks broken. Let's put 10 more through it. All right, let's go ahead and put 10 more through it on camera so you guys can get an idea. Try to get the dirt out of the iron so you guys can actually see them. And has she moved? I do not believe so. All right, guys, so first 50 rounds through the ZULISY Oak Plus. I mean, I'm honestly pretty impressed. I did kind of toss it around. I banged it on this wooden table. Let's see, we racked it off the table a bunch of times. The 20-foot toss in the air did have me a little nervous. This is not the usually type of video I make. But honestly, I mean, it's held up fine. Go ahead and drop it a few more times. My assistant's going to help me get that because I dropped that back there. Okay. All right, still lining up with the irons. Let's go ahead and give you one more look at that. Oh, great. The camera shifted. I think I threw the phone or threw the gun into the camera. Great. All right, so it is still lining up with the iron sights. Yeah, hasn't cut off, still works. Hasn't shifted since I made the initial adjustment on it. I'm going to keep shooting it, guys, and I'll let you guys know what else I see in the future. But that is the first look at the ZULISY Oak Pro, or Oak Plus. Yeah, Oak Plus. All right. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about this. If there's any other testing you want to see on it, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you like this shirt, I made it. Hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, and I can help you get one as well. And until next time, y'all stay safe. Peace. Later.